أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. In the last lecture, I tried to show exactly that Ghazālī has a strong position against the weak allegation of Ibn Rushd. Ibn Rushd or Ibn Rushd is a more but correct pronunciation, not Rushd, Rushd. So, but it is difficult to pronounce. So Ibn Rushd was a person who sometimes used to make false allegation or false deduction from the opinions of other people and try to refute them forcefully. This is the basic fallacy of Ibn Rushd, often misguiding generations. But when he is caught red-handed, many people began to show their anger on those who criticize Ibn Rushd. So what is the reason? Ibn Rushd knew that the Ghazālī's position is extremely strong, if not infinitely strong, but and he cannot refute his position. So what did he try? He tried to make false or incorrect or wrong deductions from his views and then to make objections so that he may show a magic show that he is making strong objections, but actually this is not the case. So he is just trying to make fallacious arguments based on something which Ghazālī never intended. So in my previous lecture, I have said that Imām Ghazālī, like moderate Asharites and Maturidites, well, Maturidites there is no such distinction of extreme Maturiditism or moderate Maturiditism in this regard. There may be other cases, but not in the regard of cause and effects. So what is the original position of Asharites, moderate Asharites and Maturidites? Well, Maturiditism and moderate Asharites much better, and Imām Ghazālī, something between these two. What philosophers believe that if a cause is possible, I call it per se contingent, but if cause is possible and its effect is possible, I mean per se contingent, but the relation between them or the connection between them exists, then this relation or connection is also contingent. So if the cause is contingent or possible and its effect is contingent or possible, it is impossible that they have a necessary relation. The relation must be contingent. Now, if a thing exists and is contingent or possible, its non-existence is also possible or contingent. Speaking contingent means that its non-existence is exactly possible, intrinsically possible. And sometimes the word possible is used in this sense, in a broader sense, and making confusion. Therefore, I am opting the word contingent instead of possible. But you may use to, if you exclude the necessary from possible, then there is no problem at all. But if you do not exclude the word necessary from the word possible as a type of it, then contingent is a better term. So, but for this time being, I am using the word possible in the meaning of contingent, excluding necessary. So, if a cause is contingent and its effect is contingent, the relation or connection between cause and effect is also contingent. In other words, if the cause is possible, the effect is possible, then the relation or connection between cause and effect is also possible. This is the thing. Now, if there is no connection, Ibn Rushd may say that it implies the negation, it implies the non-existence of the contingent knowledge, actual non-existence. But if there is a contingent relation, then the possibility of non-existence at best implies the possibility of non-existence of the possible knowledge. But this does not, the possibility of non-existence of the possible knowledge does not imply the actual non-existence of the possible knowledge. So this is the thing. And as the knowledge is possible, its non-existence is always possible. So what is implied is not a new thing. Even if it implies or it does not imply, the non-existence of the possible knowledge is always possible, is intrinsically possible. You cannot separate this possibility from the existing possible knowledge. And similarly, the existence of the non-existing knowledge is also the intrinsic property of the concept. So this is the thing. And again, what is the basis of this argument? Its argument is that Ibn Rushd had made a wrong criticism. He either was unable to recognize the concept or he deliberately did it. In any case, there is a flaw on the side of Ibn Rushd. Finally, as for Ghazālī, Ghazālī only wanted to show that philosophers are in weak position and cannot defend their own position. Suppose that X is the position of philosophers, and Y and Z are the positions which are against philosophers. Suppose that Z is held by Ghazālī, but Y is not held by Ghazālī. But Ghazālī is presenting both Y and Z against philosophers to make people realize that philosophers cannot even refute Y, even if Y is not the original position of Ghazālī. He is only showing the incapability, the weakness in the system of philosophers. He is not accepting Y, he is on Z. But there is no such discussion between Y and Z. There is only one discussion between X, and Ghazālī is trying to show that regardless of original position, neither philosophers can refute Y nor can refute Z. This is the only thing. But many people do not understand what Ghazālī is trying to say. Anyhow, Ibn Rushd is refuted and his policy has been exposed or unearthed. Our lectures continue and we will again discuss many things.